Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Well, I was walking around Walmart today, had my daughters with me, and I thought, let's go to the RC section. You know, they always have a few things at Walmart, my local Walmart. You know, RC section, and mostly what they sell at Walmart is the Sharper Image stuff. They used to have the Propel. I didn't notice that brand today, but they had these Sharper Images. I thought, you know what, I want to pick this up because this looks really unique. This is a Sharper Image X-Treme Airwave, and as you can see, it is a very weird design. It is a quadcopter. You got 4 motors, 4 blade props, and just a very unique style. As we can see here, it says it has flip, roll, spin, and orbit. And then it has 2 speed modes there. LED lights for day and night, and the self-leveling barometer is basically just altitude hold. A little bit more, it has the same information on the back, but it shows you a bit more of how it would fly. So let's go ahead and get this open and take a look and see what it looks like. Okay, we've got it all out of the box here. As you can see, very, very small drone, very, very lightweight. Of course, it has, as I mentioned, very unique propeller orientation and propeller design on this. With the 4 blade props are pretty uncommon. Most drones use 2 or 3 blade. The 4 blades are going to give you a lot more thrust, so it's going to be really good lift with this. But it's going to reduce the flight time probably a hair by having 4 blade props on this. But just a weird kind of unique design with 3 of these propellers on top and then this downward facing one in the front. Just really interesting design. And the power button on this little guy is down here on the bottom. You kind of hold this in and then it will light up. You can see we've got some red LEDs here. Looks like we got one on these, and the red, the red props have red LEDs, and then a white one on the white prop on the rear. And then they give you a USB, it's a USB-C charging cable and a full set of spare props. That charging port is here on the side, so it just has a built-in internal LiPo. You'll just plug it into your USB outlet, and you'll charge this guy. I haven't charged it yet, but I'm sure the lights will go on and off or something to let you know when it's fully charged. Now, I don't have any batteries in the controller just yet. This is a rather neat and kind of unique looking controller. You've got your trim here for your left, right, and forward, back. That's basically your pitch and roll trim, we call it. Your speed rates here, there's going to be either 2 or 3. I haven't looked too closely. Your power button. And this is your auto orientation, which basically that's just Sharper Image's fancy way of headless mode. It's basically going to change the controls to where no matter which way the drone's facing, the controls stay the same. And that's not a mode I fly in. It's a mode you probably shouldn't use. It's for beginners, but it doesn't teach you how to fly, so I had to avoid that. On the top here, these bumpers, you have this flight. I believe this is going to be your auto takeoff to take the drone to launch it into the air and start the props. The flip button is going to let you do your 360 flips, where the drone's going to flip and then re-level itself. Now it has these unique modes here too, which I've never seen a drone with this, called maneuver and turn. And in the instruction manual here, it shows what these are. So I'll show you here in the instructions. Basically, you're going to press that button, and then it says press the joystick up, down, or left or right according to which one of these you want to do. So you've got a corkscrew left, corkscrew right, left twist 360, and right twist 360. That's if you press the turn button. The maneuver button, you press it, and it's the same deal whether you press the right stick in a different direction. You get a leapfrog, a fadeaway, banked loop, banked loop left, and banked loop right. Now, I've not had a drone that's done that. I want to try this out. Now, I do plan on flying this indoors. It's nighttime for one, raining, and way too windy. This drone is a drone you're going to fly outside only if it's really calm, just simply because it's so small. Little brush motors, it's not going to be able to handle much wind. So hopefully those maneuvers will work okay in a relatively small space I have here in my studio. I'll probably give it a test flight first just to make sure that it is doable. So we will try that out and see how those modes all work for this drone. And one other thing is you're going to do the both sticks down, and I believe it was out, to do the gyro calibration. If the drone starts to move around a bunch or something, it does show you right here that is what that is. Let's see real quick if we can see here just really fast what it says the flight is, if it mentions. There's 2 methods for takeoff. So you just say, you push the flight button to automatically begin the flight. and it'll rise up to between 5 and 6.5 feet. So you can just do your basic left stick up and it takes off. Or if you want to be really lazy, you can press the flight button and let it auto take off on its own if you don't trust yourself taking off. All right, guys, that's enough for the quick table review. I'm going to get this drone charged up. Let's take it up here in the studio and see how this little drone works. So I'll be right back. All right, let's get the X-Treme Airwave up in the air and see how it flies here in the basement. So you can, like I said, use just the flight button to auto take off, or you can just give it throttle if you wish. Let's go ahead and do the auto takeoff here. And this, I did a little test flight. You know, this thing flies really good. Now it does quite a large or high auto takeoff. So if you just want to give it throttle and take off yourself, it might be a little bit easier if you're indoors. So you can see it's kind of settling in there. Let's go just look at the rates. Now the yaw is pretty much the same, depending on which rate. See, now I'm in the highest rate, and the lowest rate, highest rate. Yaw is about the same. So there's quite a few things to test here. So let's just really quickly try some 360 flips, and then we'll do some of those auto features. But yeah, it flies really, it's really stable. And the white light is the rear, of course. That's how you locate the rear of the drone. Let's go ahead and do a flip here. And it really raises up a lot. So you gotta be very low when you do this. So let's get down. There it goes. You can see, so you make sure if you're indoors that you give it plenty of clearance. So it can flip in all 4 directions. Now let's test some of those automated modes. So I'm gonna do the maneuver, and we'll try that one first. And the maneuver and up is like it does like it's a galloping, almost like a horse. I forget which one that was called here. I got the instructions next to me, but that was the forward pitch and maneuver. Let's do forward pitch, sorry, the right, I should say, and it's gonna do this turn, see? It just does one time. So let's try the maneuver mode. That was maneuver mode and right, and roll, I should say. Maneuver and left, it's just gonna go this way. So sorry, I'm getting a little mixed up what I was saying there. Maneuver and back, it's gonna do this little reverse dance. And you can cancel it by just giving it inputs, but it only do it a certain amount of time. So that was maneuver forward, maneuver right on the right stick, maneuver left on the left stick, and then maneuver back on the right stick. Now let's try the turn mode. So I'm gonna try turn and forward. It just does like a kind of a funnel. Let's try turn and right, turn left, and you can just do that with your, by yourself. It's not hard to do those maneuvers. And then maneuver and back. And that one's like a corkscrew. The maneuver and back, I'll show you again, that one raises up as it turns. So I kind of think that the turn mode is not as cool as maneuver mode. I kind of like this one, maneuver and up. And then it was a maneuver and back. It does that little dance. It just keeps going there, and then it finally stops. All right, yeah, that's all of the modes for it. So let's just go ahead and just fly it some more. Also get an idea on the flight time as well. Really quickly here, we can test and see, will flight do an auto landing? If I press flight, yes. So, and you can still control it as it's coming down. So you hit flight, it will auto land. Let's just give it throttle, give it some throttle, and then raise up, and just auto take off. This is really one of the better little flyers I've flown in a while. It's just so stable. It's very responsive. I like this little controller. The sticks, the surface is a little slick, so it can be a bit easy at times for your thumbs if you're a thumb flyer. Some people are pinchers, pinch their fingers, which is a little less prone to your sliding off the sticks. My thumbs at times can, on this slick surface, can start to slide a bit, but as long as they're not sweaty, it shouldn't be much of an issue. Otherwise, the controller is very responsive. There's no lag or latency, no Wi-Fi interference like you sometimes get on these little drones. Some of these drones have input lag. So now we have flashing lights, and that means we are at the low battery or the low voltage cutoff. And now the controller's also beeping. You see it has this white light. It's your power, and the controller lets you know when the power's on. So it's not going to appear to be a super long flight time, but when you're doing these maneuvers like I'm doing, especially flips, that is taking a little more battery power. Now, once you reach low voltage, those automated modes are going to be disabled, since the drone is losing power to execute some of that, especially flips. You're not going to do flips now. So yeah, I'm just going to bring it over because it's starting to really lose power, and it's going to end up landing here in just a moment. So I'm just going to bring it on down. And there we go. It's going to keep beeping. Yeah, it's going to keep beeping. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the controller and turn off the drone. Of course, you know, it's fun for me to have a little drone like this that doesn't have a stinking camera. I don't want a camera for something like this. I just want to fly it around and have fun. Overall, I really like this. I'll try to calculate the flight time and put it up here in the video to give you guys an idea how long that flight was. Yeah, it didn't seem to be super long, but you know, these little drones like this with a little bitty, there's a very small LiPo battery. You can't expect a very long flight time, but it really flies fantastic. And the automated modes function perfectly well. So if you're interested in picking a Christmas present up, maybe your son or a relative wants a drone for Christmas, this is at Walmart for like $23.99, you know, under 25 bucks, maybe a little over that with tax, but it flies great. It's not going to break the bank, and if you have a problem, you can return to Walmart. Even though the box does say, don't return to the store, return it to them, but I'm sure Walmart would take it back. But you know what, I don't see any problems with this. All right, guys, that wraps up the review for this little, I wanted to say Propel, a little Sharper Image drone. This is the X8 Airwave. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I'll have plenty of videos like this in the future. And while you're at it, click that bell. That way you get notified when I do upload a new video. You know, hey, check out the new video. And as always, guys, have a great day and happy holidays.
The power of the dark side.